Hi, welcome to an episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today we're going to be talking about speed, momentum, arrow weights, kinetic energy, and maybe a little bit more. But before we get into that, please hit that subscribe button down below, hit that like button, hit that share button, and make some comments, please. I'd really appreciate it. And remember, you can always send me an email at utahcrossbowhunter@icloud.com, and also visit my website at www.utahcrossbowhunter.com. So without further ado, let's get into today's show. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about speed, momentum, kinetic energy, and arrow weights. But I also want to say outside, it's raining. Yeah. We got a good rain going. Yes, we need that. So, anyways, I have a couple of charts that I'm going to be using, and I'll put those in the links in the description below. One's from Death by BUNJIE, and the other one is by Old Grumpy Hunter. These two scales are excellent scales. I really like them, and I really appreciate the work and the hard work they put into making these for us. Because you can find other ones off in other websites and stuff, but these ones here give a lot more information, and that's what I like. So we're going to get right into it right now on some stuff here. So as you can see up here, this is the old Grumpy Hunter calculator that he put up. Because I've already plugged in my stuff. So if you look right here, my speed of my crossbow is 385. My current arrow mass in grains is 476, and my arrow weight change in grains is 76, which is 476. So I'm not quite sure what he is talking about in these two, but when I put my stuff in, it all comes out just fine. So at 476 grains, my speed is 385, and my momentum is 0.81, and my kinetic energy is 156. So good speeds, everything's really, really good. I really like it. Now, he's got this efficiency crossbow arrow calculator down here, talking about arrow weights. Okay, so my current setup here, which is in the yellow, is 476, 385. My kinetic energy is 156.71. My momentum is 8.13. And my performance, I'm getting 93, almost 94% performance out of my crossbow. So that's with my Wicked Ridge 400 NXT. So we're right there in the ballpark. Now, the best performance he's saying here with arrows, my arrow weight at 536, my speed at 365, I'm going to get 158.60 in kinetic energy, and my momentum is going to be 868, and I'm going to get 94, almost 95% performance out of my crossbow. So we're adding in the weights here for arrows. Now, in order for the weight difference is 60 grains for me. How would I get 60 grains? I don't know. The arrows come stock with, at 352-ish. I put on my 125 grain tips, and I get 476. So where can I get more weight? That would be a good question. I think that's going to be a slightly heavier arrow, maybe. Slightly heavier FOC. I don't know. Maybe I can get another 25 grains maybe out of, instead of doing 125 grain tip, I can go with 150 grain tip. But that would only be 25, and maybe that would put me up a little bit higher. But I'm satisfied with the type of broadhead that I'm using, the Thorn broadheads. They only go to 125 grains. So I'd have to find me another broadhead that weighs 150. But again, this is what I prefer, is the Thorn broadheads. So let's run over to the efficiency calculator here for Death by Bunjie. So the draw weight on my arrow, on my crossbow, is 200 pounds. My power stroke is 15.5, which gives me a stored energy of 258.33. And my crossbow is 400, but my calculated speed for my arrows is 385 at 476. So my slugs, or momentum, is 813. My kinetic energy is 156. So I got left over my crossbows, which is stored in the limbs, is 101 foot-pounds, and my overall efficiency is 60.6%. So there's a little bit of a difference between those two calculators. I'm not too worried about that. But when we talk about, stored energy and weights, now Death by Bunjie did a series on limb breakage, on why possibility of the limbs breaking. Very good show. I recommend you guys go over to his page and look that series up. But my opinion is, you got arrow weight, you got manufacturer's defects, and gross usage of your limbs. I mean, when I say gross usage, pounding them into stuff, bumping them into things like that could damage your crossbow. So you gotta be really careful with those limbs. So in my opinion, most of it is, because I'm sure most of you, or all of you out there, really take great care of your crossbows. You don't try and bump them into things. You transport them carefully and things. I know I still got to get a case for mine for transport. That eventually will come. Got to get, but again, manufacturer's defects, I think, has a lot to do with the way they put things together. Now, they put things together the best of their ability, but sometimes stuff they make them with has issues. They get bubbles in between, the laminates don't work right, or whatever. So there's a lot of different, and I think that has a lot to do with the lower end crossbows, that they really don't put as much effort into them as they should. But that's the way that goes. But I know I'm not going to go into all my other crossbows right now, because that's going to make this show a lot longer than I want it to be. So now, arrow weights, that's important, because that's what a lot of your energy is going into your arrows. So if you're using an underweight arrow because you want more speed, okay, you're sacrificing the limbs, and they could break. So when you sacrifice speed, you want more speed in your crossbow, your kinetic energy and your slugs are going to drop. Okay, understand that. They will drop. They're not going to increase, they're going to drop. Because you want you want the momentum, you want the kinetic energy to poke through that animal. You want it to go right through them without any issues, and you want the biggest thing with the blood to drain them out, because that's how they die. You drain their blood. But if you go at higher speed, lower kinetic energy, lower momentum, there's a good chance that arrow can stick in that animal and plug any holes that could help them bleed out. So that's why you want the arrow to go through. And you can also, with the higher energy, the higher speed, I apologize, the momentum and the kinetic energy is going to hopefully bust right through, and if you hit any bone, hopefully it will go right through that bone and break that bone. So the arrow goes through. So, I mean, bone is bone. Of course, we all know the bigger the animal, the harder the bone. So you want to make sure everything is up there and in working order to get through that animal, because you want that ethic kill. So that's my 2 cents worth on the whole situation. Again, Grumpy Old Hunter and Death by Bunjie, both of them did a fantastic job on everything, and I really appreciate the hard work that they put in. And I'm just, like I said, putting in my 2 cents worth. Putting the two together, can't get any better than that, really. But the Grumpy Old Hunters, he went just a little bit step further, and that's what I like here, is, getting your best performance of weight of your arrows. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. So I'm not going to stress or worry about mine. I may try and play around with it a little bit eventually later on, and getting it maybe try to figure out how to get my weight up just a little bit. But again, playing around. I mean, it doesn't hurt to play. It doesn't hurt. But I do got some arrows I can play with, but I'm using the center punch arrows that come with my crossbow, and I think my Nitro 500s, my Nitro 500 Pros, might be a little bit heavier. I don't have that information here from you right now, but they might be a little bit heavier. It might be more efficient, but those ones are going to take a lot of work to transfer over to my crossbow. But hey, what can I do? I can always try and work on that. So, with that said, you remember one of my last time I was out shooting, I said some arrows went into that tin shed that's directly behind me. Well, I got them out. I got them. Not really bad. I lost a fletch. Where's my camera at? Here we go. I lost a fletching in a knock that came off. My fletching tore on this one a little bit, and the knock came off. So my fletchings are all messed up here, and my knock came off. The tips, not bad. Not really. This one's kind of dulled out a little bit, but both kind of dulled out a little bit. But hey, they went into that shed. Yeah, like this one here was all the way up inside that shed, up to here, up to the fletchings. Okay, and this one here was about halfway. Again, so it may hit something on the other side. I don't know, but that Wicked Ridge packs a good punch. I can say that. So hopefully, when the weather clears up, I'll get out and do some more shooting with my my crossbow. Get it sighted in more, and then I got some more stuff to show you. So you'll want to stick around for the that next episode. You'll want to hit that bell icon. So, with that said, again, hit that bell icon so you know when my next episode is coming up, when I'm taking out my Wicked Ridge. And remember, family first. Take care of your family. And all means, get out there and hunt. And see you on the next episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter.